Hey there guys, this is Dinosaur Egg. This video is going to be covering the High Level Alchemy spell and why exactly you shouldn't be doing it. There are much better alternative methods, and my personal favourite is the Superheat item, which I'm going to be covering today. There are other methods of training to 99. I strongly suggest once you reach 92 or 94 that you use the barrage spells from the Ancient Magic spellbook. Using these spells will provide the best magic experience per hour. Not only that, but they will also provide you with huge constitution experience. If you're training efficiently and killing the right things, you will also get a lot of charms for summoning, as well as hopefully some good drops to help fund your magic. So this isn't really a magic guide, it's basically a guide on why not to high Alch. So I'm going to be comparing the High Alchemy spell and the Superheat item. As you can see here, I've got a timer for 1 hour, which is going to be showing you exactly what I gain and what I lose in 1 hour of doing each method. So today we're going to be starting with alchemy. So there's a website that I'll put a video link in the description, a regular link in the description. Basically it tells you exactly what you can alch to gain either a good profit or at least a low loss, for example say 5 GP per cast. See, it is a popular website and you can get the buys on there if you're quite lucky, but it is a very popular website and a lot of people are using it, so often the items on there are a lot higher than what they seem to be because many people viewing the website are trying to buy them, so sometimes it can be difficult to get the things bought. So I used to high Alch steel plate bodies. This wasn't listed on the website, but they are a good method of training your high alchemy because I personally bought these for 1020 GP, which means I'll be making a profit of about 30 GP per cast, maybe even less, 20 GP or something like that. So yeah, it's maybe an item you want to consider using. As you can only buy 100 pieces of armor or weaponry every 4 hours, this video is only going to be showing your capabilities of what you can do in 1 hour, so I can only show you 100 items that you can alch for a profit. Now there are some items you can alch for a profit that you can buy in large quantities, but it is very, very rare to come across them, and people have probably been already buying them, so you're very unlikely to get these. When it comes to alching large quantity of things, such as what I'll be doing here, you longbows, I greatly recommend you try buying a few things first before you buy huge stacks of them. A very good method is attack potion dose 3 doses. These allow for about a 5 GP per profit loss if bought at mid GE price, but they are a very commonly well known item, I do believe, so when you're trying to buy them it'd probably be difficult to get them. Although the website in the description will probably help you out. So the reason I chose you longbows is because, well, I was looking around and there was a few people alching, and I know I looked like a noob by asking what are you alching, but I did go to free-to-play worlds and members worlds, and honestly about 60 or 70% of them were alching new longbows. The rest of them were doing things like maple longbows, unstrung, or attack potions, or random pieces of armor for a profit, and a few of the people didn't want to say things like that, but yeah, I'd say 60-70% of them were doing U longbows, so I suppose by using U longbows it's probably representative. So I will be starting with alching. Now, when you are alching, which I don't recommend you do, but when you do, make sure you position your spell just above where your items will be. Like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my timer and I'm going to start alching for 1 hour. As you can see, my XP counter is on 0, so we'll see exactly how much we made. So I bought my U longbows for 670 GP each and my nature into 157, but we'll cover costs just afterwards, after I've finished my alching. So here we go, 1 hour. It's going to start now. Alright, so yeah, steel plate bodies are my own little personal sort of method for alching, but you can use steel plate bodies if you want, but you don't have to. Oh yeah, I'm not going to show me doing this for 1 hour. I'm going to pause it. So yeah, I'll be back when I've alched for 1 hour. Hey there guys, so I've been alching for a few minutes now, and there are a few things I'd like to say about alching. Now, I've told you that there are much better methods of training than alching. That doesn't mean I'm completely against it. Now, when it comes to doing things like, say, hunting penguins with your friends, if you go penguin hunting, you can just carry like a few runes in your bag, as well as some items to alch in note form, and whilst running, you can just alch, and you'll be gaining like free magic experience there. It's also likely when you do penguins that you won't be doing it for too long, so say you buy 100 profitable alches, that's probably all you'll be alching, so your alches that you do then will be just profitable, which is quite a nice thing to do whilst you're doing it, just for the not EXP wasting people out there. When it comes to alching, if you do want to alch and you don't like the idea of training by other methods, then just make sure you're just buying the items that are alchable for a profit. As I've said, there's going to be a link in the description which shows you a very nice list of items that you'll be able to alch for a profit. I suggest you just put long-term buys in for them. Don't be impatient when you're trying to buy. Make sure you just leave it overnight, before you go to college or school or wherever you're doing. Just put some buys in. When you come back, they'll be done. Just be patient and they'll come. Otherwise, you'll lose out on money. Well, that's all I've got to add for alching. So, yeah, I'll probably resume at about 30 minutes and I'll let you know how I'm going. So here I am, guys, just over halfway through my time. So high alching is not the best method of training. There's a 3-second delay between every cast. This is why, despite high alchemy being more experienced than superheat, the superheat item actually gets you more money and more experience. This is because you can cast one every, I think, game tick, which is about half a second or so, and you can only cast one high alch every 3 seconds. This means, in theory, in 1 hour you can gain about 78k experience, and if that is the case, I'm doing really well. I'm pretty sure at 30 minutes I was pretty much 39k, which is half of that. So, like I was saying before, you can alch whilst doing other things. Now, I suggested doing penguin points, hunting penguins whilst alching. There are other things you can do. For example, oh balls, I'm gonna pause this. Okay, yeah, really, you can, when it comes to, what's one's bread roll? That one. That bread is the one that I always used to get like killed from, because I thought the bread roll was the long ass one. Anyway, we got this right. Okay, as I was saying, when it comes to random events, usually you should just leave them for because they will affect your XP per hour, so you should just leave them in. Everyone gets them. They will affect your experience per hour. It's gonna happen. But because I can't really make myself get, one for whilst doing training this and one whilst training superheat, then it's not going to be a fair test. So just for this situation, I'll be pausing just so, yeah, it'll be a fair test. Alright, so as I was saying, I'll just continue this. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well on time for EXP. Definitely, gonna be on track for that 78k maximum potential. The reason you don't often get 78k per hour is because of simple human error. It happens. A way to minimize human error is through mouse keys. You press a button, it activates, left click, right click, whatever, but I'm not a fan of them. I won't be using them until the distant future when it's significantly, better to use them, but as for something like this, it's just not worth it. When it comes to alching, you can only do one every 3 seconds. Now, that doesn't mean you have to click every 3 seconds. That's not the case. It used to be the case previously, but it's not anymore. Watch, as you can see, like, I can click now, and it will then alch at the time when it's like ready every like 3 seconds. So yeah, that's why you can get the maximum EXP out of it, but you never used to be able to. Another great method of training is alching and stunning. Now, the way to do that is by alching, then it'll take it your spell book and you press like the snare or whatever on an enemy, and then you alch again. So you know, during the 3 second interval, oops, what the hell happened there? During the 3 second interval of waiting to alch, you'll pretty much get the XP for a stun as well, but that will cost you a lot of money. So it's not the best method. My favourite method of multi-skilling is not summoning, sorry, although you could summon whilst running, is Hunter and Alch. Now, I don't know about you, but I tend to hunt red chins, so when I do that, I put, like, you know, a 4x4 square with one in the middle, not a 4x4 square, you know, like a cross sort of, a plus sign, like that, and yeah, I don't actually have the required hunter level for all of them, but anyway, that doesn't matter. And you know, whilst you're waiting for them to get in your boxes, you can just alch. You know, it's just making sure that you're not really wasting the experience. You won't get many alches done, and you know, so you won't be losing too much money, but it's definitely worth it. Anyway, so yeah, those are things I didn't cover. I'm just gonna alch for 26 more minutes, and I'll be back with you guys for my overall gains and things. I'll see you soon. So we're at 21 minutes, and I forgot how much I hated high alching. I regret doing this. I don't regret doing it. I'm gonna keep going, but you know, this just sucks dick. Thankfully, there's like a few people around here doing the new fire making thing, the whole bonfire thing, and they're all talking quite actively. It's quite funny. But yeah, this does suck. It's another reason why not to do it. I'll be back soon. So here we are with 10 seconds remaining, or 5 now, of alching. And considering the best experience gain is, I'm going to stop, wow, ow. Okay, so, considering the best experience gain is 78k per hour, we've done really well at getting that much. Probably when I assisted a couple of people with farming, I had to pause the clock for a second, it might have affected that. Or when I had that random event, I paused the clock as well, that could have affected and lowered my experience, but no worries about that. I'm pretty impressed with that, so I'm going to go ahead and prepare my inventory for doing superheat item. I'll show you exactly what you need. So I'm just going to show you something here. When you're buying large amounts of items, such as the yew longbow, I'm going to show you this here. Buy them for as cheap as possible. If you're buying huge stacks of things that you're not alching for a profit, you still want them as cheap as possible. So in order to buy them as cheap as possible, first you want to insta-buy one, unless you've already got one. You can insta-buy one by just putting one up and then pressing 5% or 10%, whatever. Then you sell it for about 20% less or so. I just want to sell one, make sure you don't sell them all. So this price right here, 696, is going to be the lowest price that they sell for. Now you can either buy them for this price, 696, or plus 1 GP on that. If you put plus 1 GP on that, it'll come in a little quicker, because you'll be overcutting the guy who's buying them for the lowest amount. So that's probably worth it. Fortunately for me, I actually bought my yew longbows at 670 a few days ago, when they were a bit lower, and that was also at a cheap price. So I'm going to do some math with this price, according to yew longbows. What I'm going to do right here is just throw some logs on this fire, so I'm not going to be XP wasting whilst I work some things out, so I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I've done a little bit of maths, so I alched 100 steel plate bodies,